Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here, and I'm about to 100% accurately predict the winners in this year's Oscar race. The 2014 Oscar nominations were just announced. I'm going to go through the major ones. I'm going to start with Best Supporting Actress and work my way up to Best Film, and I'm telling you, this is going to be uncanny. I'm going to name each and every winner. These are lead pipe locks, people. Lead pipe locks. Call your bookie. Call Vegas. Make those bets. I'm on the reel right here. These are the picks. Going to start with Best Supporting Actress. The nominees are Jennifer Lawrence for American Hustle, Lupita, not even going to try and pronounce that last name, for 12 Years a Slave, June Squibb for Nebraska, Julia Roberts for August, Osage County, and Sally Hawkins for Blue Jasmine. Hands down, without a doubt, Jennifer Lawrence is going to win this one. Jennifer Lawrence is the queen of Hollywood right now with the Hunger Games movies, just tearing up the box office. I haven't seen American Hustle. From what I understand, her performance is fantastic. She's won the Golden Globe already. Hands down, she's going to win Best Supporting Actress, Jennifer Lawrence, without a doubt. Lead pipe lock. Best Supporting Actor, we've got Barkhad Abdi for Captain Phillips, Bradley Cooper for American Hustle, Jonah Hill for The Wolf of Wall Street, Jared Leto for Dallas Buyers Club, and Michael Fassbender for 12 Years a Slave. I can narrow these down to three. Jonah Hill was amazing in The Wolf of Wall Street. Great performance by him. Michael Fassbender is great in everything. I have not seen 12 Years a Slave, but Fassbender is just the bomb and everything. And Jared Leto for Dallas Buyers Club, and I'm going to give it to Jared Leto. I think Jared Leto has the edge. Jared Leto played the movie in drag. And Hollywood loves that kind of gender-bending kind of performance, and I think Jared Leto is going to win it. So, hands down, my pick, Jared Leto. He's got the edge over Hill and Fassbender here. That's the lead pipe lock. Jared Leto. Best Actress, we've got Amy Adams for American Hustle, Cate Blanchett for Blue Jasmine, Judi Dench for Filipina, Sandra Bullock for Gravity, Meryl Streep for August, Osage County. Now, of course, Meryl Streep and Judi Dench jump out there because they're nominated basically every year. I think those two could do a donkey porn, and they would be nominated for Best Actress for the donkey porn. So those are the obvious ones. Too obvious. I'm looking at either Amy Adams or Sandra Bullock. Amy Adams, I do believe, won the Golden Globe, but everybody loves Sandra Bullock, and Gravity was a big hit. You know, my head says Amy Adams, my heart says Sandra Bullock. I'm actually going to go with my heart on this one. It's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. My head says Adams. My heart says Bullock. And I think the edge is going to go to Bullock just because, you know, they're going to take into account the body of her career, which they do sometimes. And, you know, she's had a long career. She's done some great films. Apparently she was fantastic in Gravity. She was basically, you know, the star. She carried that movie. So I'm going to give the edge to Sandra Bullock, Best Actress, lead pipe lock. Best Actor, we've got Bruce Dern for Nebraska, Chiwetel Ejiofor for 12 Years a Slave, Matthew McConaughey for Dallas Buyers Club, Leonardo DiCaprio for The Wolf of Wall Street, and Christian Bale for American Hustle. I predicted last year on Twitter, and go back, look at my Twitter feed, I predicted that Matthew McConaughey would win an Oscar this year. It's between him and Chiwetel. Leonardo DiCaprio was great in The Wolf of Wall Street. Awesome performance by him. Christian Bale was good in just about everything. It's either going to be Chiwetel or Matthew McConaughey. Even though I predicted Matthew McConaughey last year, even though he's been in some really good movies here lately, including The Wolf of Wall Street, I think they're not going to look at his body of work. I think they're going to go straight to Chiwetel. Yeah, Chiwetel, awesome actor. Have not seen 12 Years a Slave, but I'm sure he killed it. So, I'm saying Best Actor, Chiwetel Ejiofor for 12 Years a Slave, the lock. Best Director, we've got Steve McQueen for 12 Years a Slave, David O. Russell for American Hustle, Alfonso Cuarón for Gravity, Alexander Payne for Nebraska, and Martin Scorsese for Wolf of Wall Street. Here's what I'm saying. for Best Director, I'm going to give it to. It's going to be a close one. It's going to be a close one. I think it's really between Steve McQueen and Martin Scorsese. Of course, The Wolf of Wall Street, awesome, awesome, amazing, awesome movie. I have not seen 12 Years a Slave, but I did see Shame that Steve McQueen did a couple of years ago with Michael Fassbender. Amazing film. He's a great filmmaker. It's a hard one. When I look at Best Picture too, I'm going to drag in Best Picture here too. For me, it's between 12 Years and The Wolf of Wall Street. So what I'm thinking that the Academy is going to do is they're going to separate the two. They're going to give Best Director to Martin Scorsese. They're going to give Scorsese Best Director. I see it happening. Scorsese Best Director. Let's move on to Best Picture. 12 Years a Slave, The Wolf of Wall Street, Captain Phillips, Her, American Hustle, Gravity, Dallas Buyers Club, Nebraska, Philomena. Again, I see it narrowed down between 12 Years a Slave and The Wolf of Wall Street. I think they'll give director to Scorsese for Wolf of Wall Street. I think they're going to give Best Film to 12 Years a Slave. That's how I think they're going to separate it. They'll give Scorsese director, and I kind of balked a little bit at Scorsese getting director because he got director a few years ago for The Departed. But again, it's Martin Scorsese. Man can do no wrong. Hollywood loves him. The Wolf of Wall Street was an awesome movie. I think they'll recognize The Wolf of Wall Street by giving Scorsese Best Director. I think they'll recognize 12 Years a Slave by giving it Best Picture. I've seen them do weird things like that before in the Oscars. I just feel that's going to happen this year. I totally left out American Hustle. American Hustle's got like 10 nominations, something to that effect. I almost picked Amy Adams for Best Supporting Actor, Best Actress, I'm sorry. But, like I said, Sandra Bullock. I just feel Sandra Bullock this year. I think American Hustle is going to be one of those movies that the nominations will be recognition enough. They've given it a lot of nominations, but I don't think any, with the exception maybe of Amy Adams, none of the nominees stand out from the crowd. There's somebody else in that category who's just a little bit better, who stands out a little bit more for their film or their performance. So I think American Hustle, maybe on the screenplay level, something to that effect, quite possibly. Yeah. I think it's going to be the kind of movie that just gets a lot of nominations but no wins, but the nominations are intended to be recognition for that film. Because clearly the Academy Award voters seem to like it. And like I said, really close with Amy Adams, but I think Amy Adams was in an ensemble, a really great ensemble cast. I've not seen American Hustle, but I've seen like the good performances in the ensemble casts. When you've got other, like Christian Bale, who's been nominated, and Bradley Cooper, who's been nominated, you can see, some really good performances kind of get lost in other good performances when you have a big cast like that with a lot of good actors who are getting nominated or getting, recognized for these kind of awards. That's why I went with Sandra Bullock, because she was the star of that movie. She was in it the whole thing. The movie was really just about her floating around in space. She carried that film. A lot of that film's success is owed to her. That's why I think she's going to get Best Actress. But those are my lead pipe locks. Like I said, call your bookie, call Vegas, make those bets. These are 100% going to happen. Lead pipe lock, Oscar 2014 predictions. Take it to the bank. So, until next time, you guys take it easy.